Hello folks, and welcome to the Grey Goose's back end. Let me see if we can get you in here under the old floor pan, and we will see what we can see. So, there you go, should be able to see that. So right, what we have in the back at the minute is our 2017 LIM. Over here, can you see that? Yeah, you can just about see it. Let me pan you this way a little bit. Look at that for skillful camera work. So we have our high voltage junction box for fast charging. So in here we've got two gigavac contactors, our little voltage sense board, and a 225 amp fuse, courtesy of an old Nissan Leaf pack. No expense spared here. Got our little RGB LED just hooked up here temporarily. And over here on the more LIM side of the fence, we've got our three connectors in the LIM. Over here, beside it, you're going to see these two contactors. Now, those are the original high voltage contactors from the KLE. Don't worry, there's no high voltage on these guys. What I'm doing with them, just temporarily for testing purposes, is these are switching to 12 volts to the coils of the larger gigavac contactors in the contactor box, because it turns out that our LIM here wants to see the coil resistance, or more accurately the current draw from these contactor coils. These are about 15 ohms, and when energized at about 14 volts are drawn about 830 milliamps, whereas the gigavacs have the what's the name of it, economizer circuit built in, and thus they're only drawing 150 milliamps. And this could make the little BMW engineers in my LIM here unhappy, and we wouldn't want to do that. So we've got 12 volts ground, LED contactors, CP and PP going to our CCS charging port on the vehicle. CAN bus is wired up to the front to the VCU, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this back down. I'm going to put my laptop up here. We'll connect to the VCU, and we should be able to see it commence and sustain AC charging here when I plug in the car. Either that, or it'll go completely crazy and make for, I suppose, good funny cat video stuff. Stand by. Alrighty, so as you can see here, I have some new menu items added to the VCU, where we can put in some CCS data. For the minute, we're not using that because that's for the DC side of things. And so if we scroll down here, we can see we're currently op mode off. And down here another little bit, we'll see, hopefully down here they go. So we've got our cable limit, pilot limit, plug detection, and pilot type for our charging port. And down here, hopefully, can we see it? Yes. Let me get to a little bit of a, wow. Yes, I know, high-tech camera work. We've got a little RGB LED. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in the car, and maybe something will happen. What could possibly go wrong with my software? Because I'm a genius. Well, the car's turned on, and the charge port has turned on, And if I refresh our web page, yay, 32 amps cable, 32 amp pilot. And let's go back here, just onto auto refresh, obviously. Groovy blue LED, look at that. Scroll you back up to the top here now. We're in charge mode, and the charging power is starting to ramp up. Now, I know what you're all thinking. You're thinking, pretty crap blue LED, Damien. Not to worry. As I think I mentioned in the previous video, Zero EV have a really nice blue LED, and I went ahead and ordered one, so we'll be able to put that in our charging port soon and have the blue LED action under the charging flap. And you know, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking the same thing as me, that it doesn't really matter if the car charges or not, so long as we get blue LED. So we're currently charging 5.8 kilowatts going into the battery. We're going to have what's currently out of the battery, 8.4 kilowatt hours. So that's about it, folks. We are AC charging here with our system. I'm going to gas up the car here. I've got a bit of work to do. So hopefully the next time that you see us in the Grey Goose, we will be attempting, failing of course, but attempting DC fast charging. So I'll leave it at that. As always, don't forget to dislike. Do not share this crap, please. And unsubscribe from this loser channel if you find yourself subscribed to it. Don't forget to check the links in the description for Patreon and PayPal and GitHub and Open Inverter, because this is a fully open source project. So I'll wrap it up there. Until next time, happy blue LED flashing.